Hello, people. Welcome to Mainevent Boxing Talk. Hello, Spencer.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, mate. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Nathan.
Right, let's crack on then. It's been confirmed that Pulev will be fighting Char on the 7th of December for the WBA, illustrious WBA title. Thoughts on this? I think we may have covered this before.
I think Nathan negotiated something for Char behind the scenes.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Got
Right,
him a
so
deal.
it wasn't a good deal. So anyway, does everybody think will win this fight, and how do they win it?
Go first, Spencer.
I would give the nod to Pulev, my personal opinion. Um,
Okay,
yeah,
how does
I
he
would
win,
probably give.
in your opinion?
I behind the jab and that do the Pulev stuff because he'll be able to just stick the jab and then grab him, stick the jab a couple of times and grab him. When's the last time Char been in the ring?
Uh,
About 6 months ago, 6 or 7 months ago.
he was last in the ring in December of 2022.
Is it really that long ago? And he fought a guy who wasn't very good, right? I can't remember his name.
Nuri Seferi. He won by
Yeah,
TKO.
Seth Safari's older brother. How do you think who wins this time, and how do they win it?
Well, if I would favor Pulev because I think Pulev has been more active. At least he was fighting once a year. The last time he fought was in March of 2024, so he doesn't have as long as a layoff. And he lost that split decision against Chisora, but he's won every other fight since, and that was a close fight. I thought he took that fight,
Yeah,
but
that was a close one.
pardon me.
I said, yeah, that was a close one.
Yeah, and as far as the age difference, he's 43 and Char is 38. So my only concern is that if it goes into the later rounds, if he'll run out of gas. I think Char is a little less worse for wear. I don't think he's taken as much punishment. So if Pulev is going to win, he's going to have to do what Spencer said and pace himself, keep him at the end of the jab, and then try to get a decision if he can't knock him out right away. That's how I see it, and I think he's got a couple of inches on height and reach. So I'm going to favor Pulev because he's been a bit more active. And
I think what's going to happen is Pulev will stop him in the late rounds. I don't think that Char has good stamina. He's never had a great chin. He's very limited, and even in the capacity that Pulev has depreciated in terms of a fighter of how much what he was 10, 11 years ago, I still think he'll be enough to beat Char, probably on a wide points decision.
yeah, I think we're all in agreement on this, but let's see if Char surprises us. I mean, the winner of this fight will get a better fight after this.
Yeah, for
I'm thinking
sure.
the winner of this fight, Joshua, should pick the winner of this fight.
Didn't he already fight Char?
No, he's fought
No.
Pulev. Fought Pulev about
Oh,
4 years ago.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
But this would have been a perfect opponent for our next guy we're going to talk about, which we're going to go straight into. Derek Chisora will be fighting Jarrell Miller in February. I think this is a terrible fight for Chisora. I don't give him much of a chance in this. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Spencer.
Well, Chisora, I mean, it's Chisora. I don't know what too much to say. He gives a good fight. Will it be enough? Will
Like Joe.
Jarrell Miller should do enough to be able to stop Chisora because most of the he's much bigger than Chisora. Most of the other people that Chisora fight is in and around his weight, and he kind of is able to muscle them in. I don't know if he'll be able to do that with Miller. and Miller's active. He's kind of volume. If he gets he needs to lose some weight though. He needs to
Oh, definitely.
shed some pounds.
What
He
is he?
definitely needs to.
Where's he at now?
I don't even know what his weight
Be
is.
about 280, 290.
He was good.
That's it.
Yeah, he came down last fight.
It's about 290.
Yeah, but I thought he was still in the 300s. But okay, he's 290.
A Miller at 260 or 270 is good. I bet.
Oh, that would be
Anyway,
ideal for him.
yeah,
That'll be ideal for him. But if he's at 290, that I guess is sufficient enough.
yeah.
Yeah, his volume punching, it should be able to Chisora, he's been on his last legs for the last few fights, and he still seems to be seems to be
Right.
so like I can't really count him out, but
What do you think, Tom?
I got Miller.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Miller too. I think he's fresher, he's big. He could lean on him, but he took the decision against Joe Joyce. Chisora did, and Joyce is big, so
Yeah.
but I don't think he's as. I think it's a different fight stylistically for Chisora. He may be able to get off more punches in this fight, but I think Miller has the stamina and he has the strength to hang in there with him. And if he boxes him, I think he'll win this fight and not get into a firefight with him. I think if he can box him, hold him, but you never know with Chisora.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how I think it's going to happen. Chisora will come in at his normal 230, 240 or whatever it is. And then Miller will come in at 290. What he'll do is Chisora might win the first 4 or 5 rounds quite easily. Then after the 5th round, Miller will put his weight on him. He'll wear him out. Chisora will have no energy, and then Miller will just stop him in about the 7th or 8th round because I just don't think Chisora has the stamina to be able to take the volume of punches and the leading. I think it's the weight that will get to. It's the weight that will stop him winning this fight because Miller's just so much more, so big physically. That sort of guy leads off you. I think from what we've seen in Miller, from what he did against Dubai, what he did against Ruiz, he's a problem for any heavyweight, isn't he? Let's be honest, anyone in the top 10, he's a problem. I can't say that Joshua would beat him easily. I think Joshua would probably just about beat him. And that's the testament to how good an engine Miller has because he's tough, right? We know he's tough. We know he's got a good engine. His stamina for a big man that size to be able to do what he does is amazing. So I'm going to take Miller by a late stoppage.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we all agree he'll win. That's great.
Right, let's. Batavia, apparently, Batavia and Bivol have got a rematch in the works for the 22nd of February.
Nice.
Okay, that'll be nice.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
Again,
You think the outcome will be different?
No, I think it'll be exactly the same.
It depends. Where's the rematch going to be? In Saudi?
Yeah.
Well, I think the Sheik thought that Bivol won, if I recall correctly. He felt that Bivol won. That's why he's calling the rematch. Beterbiev, I think, needs to start sooner, breaking him down, and not let him get ahead on the cards like he did for the first 5 rounds. And then, just be more aggressive. But now they know each other. So if Bivol makes some adjustments, he might be able to take it this time by decision. It could wind up being a trilogy if Bivol wins. But his ex-wife doesn't want him to win.
Beterbiev is going to win. He's going to knock him out.
You think so? Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. I think he could. I think he was on the verge of it in one of the rounds. He hurt him really bad. He started.
Do you know what's sad about Bivol is not Bivol about Beterbiev? We've been robbed of his prime. Really, if he'd started professional earlier, who knows how much better he would have been? Do you know what I mean? Because he had such a long amateur career, we never really got to see.
Well,
really. He's good.
Well, to be fair, his amateur career has made him what we see today. So if he would have had a shorter amateur career, he might have not been as good as what we see. he might have, not been as solid as he is now. It's possible,
I mean, he's been champion for 7 years, right?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
7 years, it just makes me think if he'd had these fights 7 years ago, he would have been like probably one of the longest reigning light heavyweight champions,
hmm
or unified,
Yeah, yeah, because he was around when Kovalev and all of those guys was
2014,
around. So
2014,
yeah,
yeah. But nobody fought him because he only in his seventh fight he was knocking out people like Joe Dawson in only six or seven fights. That's
yeah,
unheard of.
yeah,
Another,
yeah. They
another
were
guy like
he wasn't getting no action. Partly because he wasn't really bringing in no money for the fights, and he was a
but you
tough
could
out.
but you could say the same thing about David Morrell, couldn't you? He's Cuban, he's dangerous, he had good amateur background. He's
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
kind of
Well, one
Same
of
similar.
thing. He don't really have a huge fan base where there's going to be a lot of money revenue to bring in to be worth it.
Mm.
So
now David Morrell's from Cuba, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, and so Beterbiev is from Russia. Well, that other one, Crimea. Oh no, it's the other one,
oh,
the other part of Russia, where they had the Muslims, where they had that uprising once.
Chechnya.
Chechnya, yeah. And
yeah.
these guys, they got to get visas. They got to get here, and that could contribute to the length of time too.
I
I mean,
think Beterbiev is fighting through some Canadian visa or
Yeah.
something.
He
yeah,
lives in Canada.
he lives in Montreal now, and a lot of the Cuban fighters get here later. They're not in their prime, or they're in their prime, like all of them. Like all the Cuban fighters have
But
been. They
I
get,
think
Mo-
if Bivol doesn't take this fight, he should go to Cruiserweight, where he will clean that division out.
you know, I think we're being robbed at the Jake Paul fight here. It depresses
Hmm.
me.
What's your mouth at? What's your mouth at? Right.
yeah.
Uh, shall we move on to our next thing? Let me see what.
Please,
Go ahead.
Benavidez is overlooking Morel. He's already planning to move to Cruiserweight. I think Benavidez is going to be too small at Cruiserweight, personally.
He's a big. He's a.
Yeah.
He got the
He's not
dimensions
like
for it.
Ramirez. He's not like Ramirez, where he's, super big. I don't think. I've got a funny feeling Morel's going to win this fight. I just got a funny feeling.
How tall is
He's too,
Benavidez? Ain't he like 6'3"?
something like AS6 too. But he's probably a bit bigger physically, like in the shoulder and that. What do you guys think about this fight? I mean, who do you think is going to win? I'm
well,
going to have to pick Morel.
let's look at the fight with Gavoisnik as a yardstick here, because Gavoisnik came and he looked so much bigger. And
He was
Gavoisnik,
cruiserweight.
yeah, he came down to fight at 174, which probably drained him. But Benavidez, at that weight, I mean, he won the fight. He scored more punches, but he wasn't really. I don't even think he knocked him down in that
No, he
fight.
didn't.
And so, if we're talking about going up to cruiserweight, Gvozdyk is a good yardstick for that in terms of size. I think, if anything, he should really prove himself.
Govstick was a cruiserweight.
He was. He came down to
When
fight.
was he
He
a
used to
cruiserweight?
Let me see.
some time ago. No, I don't think he
He
was.
was a light heavyweight champ.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, he
That's
beat.
that's
but
who
Obviously,
Beterbiev got the WBC belt from.
to me, when he came back in 2003, he fought at 184 and 3/4 pounds. Okay.
2003,
Yeah.
23.
Yeah. That was in February. Then he came down to 174 to fight at light heavyweight.
Yeah, because 2023 was, I think that was because he had a long layoff. Because after he lost to Beterbiev, he ain't fight for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, longer than that, 4 years. That
yeah,
was for
sorry,
his.
he never fought a cruiserweight. Sorry, that's me being an idiot. He never fought a cruiserweight.
No, he did. He fought at 184.
Yeah, he wore that's cruiserweight. I mean, that's above light heavy.
Yeah.
So
He came in at 191. All right. Actually. So the point is that if you look at the size of him, what he rehydrated to in the fight, and where David Benavidez was, you see a big size difference in the frame. That's what I'm talking about. So him going up to the next weight division, I don't know what he's hoping to prove there, but I think this fight with Morel is more dangerous than I think that anybody is. You know, if he's overlooking him, he's doing himself justice.
Yeah. He shouldn't overlook him. He should definitely focus on Morel. Will the winner fight Beterbiev
Who knows? I mean,
or the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol?
well, that would be my assumption, right? That would be the best thing, but we don't know what
Yeah.
happened with that. Uh, but that would be logical. That would be something we'd want to see. But you know, Beterbiev wanted to retire. He was, you know, they kind of suggested it, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he could get one fight, one undisputed defense under the belt. Well, it will be the Bivol rematch will be
Right.
his rematch, his undisputed rematch. Um,
Right.
they're not stripping him, right? When he
No.
fight Bivol, he gonna still have all the belts, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
correct.
so
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't.
Let's move on to
Yeah, they hasn't
let's
been.
move on. Let's move on to Sonny Edwards against Galal Yafai. This is for the WBC interim flyweight title. What do you guys think of this?
Go for it, Spencer.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I would have gave it Sonny Edwards.
Uh, yeah, I've seen both. Of course, I've seen both of them fight, and Edwards is an excellent boxer. He has great rhythm in the ring. He doesn't have a lot of punch, but he's got great rhythm, and he has more experience than Yafai. Yafai was an Olympian.
Yeah, that's correct. He's only had 8 fights,
Is he a
and
gold medalist? I think.
no, I think he was silver or something. I'm not sure, but he was a good amateur.
Yeah,
But
it'll be interesting here to see what happens because he
uh,
has a higher knockout ratio than Sonny.
yeah,
So it's going to be who can land the most punches and do damage first, I think. And
right.
what do you think?
I'll, I'll be blunt here. I think Sonny Edwards is a world class fighter. We've seen that he lost to a guy who's an elite fighter at flyweight. He's in that list of the top 4 or 5 guys in that division. I think this is a mismatch. I think Yafai is only like European level. He's not even world level. I think Sonny Edwards will win this quite comfortably. This is a mismatch. How can a guy who's a former world champion be fighting the guy who's 8-0? We know his credentials, but at least Sonny Edwards has beaten world class people. This is talking about levels here. In my opinion.
Nah, I
He
mean,
I
I
don't.
got you because your fight ain't no Lomachenko or nothing.
No, well, see, how come he's getting a title shot? I know at flyweight, it's easier to get a title shot than most of the weights because there isn't a lot of super
well,
tough talent.
he lost to Bam Bam, and that and it was what was it? Was he lost? What was a decision?
But
Or they
no,
stopped?
they got knocked out in the ninth round. But you know, but Bam Bam is an elite fighter. That's the difference. Sonny is world class.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. No, without question, Sonny's got more experience and everything like that. I gave it to Sonny too. He don't. I don't know if he's gonna like. Your father got some pop, right?
yes,
Yeah,
he does.
I'm not sure if he's. He might just overwhelm him, and your father won't be able to catch up to him.
Well,
But
his corner retired him in that fight, Sonny against Rodriguez. But
well, he was getting his butt whipped.
in the ninth round, yeah, but that was smart to do. Yafai is actually very good. Well,
he
I
is.
think I think they're taking a chance putting him up there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they probably figure let's try it. If he loses, it won't be too much damage to him, perhaps that he could still, still redeem himself, and maybe he'll have a good showing against Edwards.
Right. Well, who
Right.
you picking? We're all picking Sonny.
Yeah,
All
We
right,
just
let's.
by my drugs. Right, let's move on. Zelfa Barrett is having a showcase fight against Christian Belima. This is a guy who's got a 19 winning record, 8 losses and 2 draws. This is just a comeback fight. This is nothing more than that. It should be an easy fight
Yeah,
for Zelfa. Who's a world class fighter.
yeah, that's what it is. It's a comeback fight.
So they're giving him somebody easy here,
Yeah, pretty much.
and he's called the Brown Flash. Now he
Yeah.
got TKO'd by Rakimov back in.
Oh, Rakhimov, yeah. Former
Yeah,
world champion.
but he's been winning. His last name was at 130, and he TKO'd him. So this guy Christian is. Where's this guy from? He's from South America or Mexico, I think.
He's from Mexico. He's one of them, another road sweeper.
And he doesn't. Man, he's lost a lot of fights.
Eight fights.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is. Let's go with Zelfa.
Yeah, he should win this.
No.
Next on our list is Dillian White is making a comeback in December 12th against a guy called Ebenezer Tete, who was knocked out in one round by Daniel Dubois 5 years ago. This is just obviously a comeback fight. You know, White's had 2 fights in the last 2 years. He fought Jermaine Franklin and beat Christian Hammer. So really, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, like you said, it's a comeback, stay busy fight. Maybe if he looks impressive and knocks him out early, the crowd will be, clamoring for him to fight somebody. Maybe a AJ fight.
So
Do you think so?
well, he's fighting a guy here with an 87% knockout ratio.
But this guy's terrible. Ebenezer is a terrible fighter.
So you saw him. He
He got knocked out
by
one round against Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel Dubois. I think I remember seeing that fight. He caught him. I think he caught him when he was cold, and boom, he was out.
Yeah.
But the guy packs some punch. He's maybe
Yeah.
not good as Dillian. I mean, Dillian has the experience, but he also has been getting a little soft in the head too.
Yeah, Dillian's headline days are over. He'll probably win this fight in about 4 or 5 rounds. Then he'll have a couple more fights this year. He'll probably have another 2, 3 more fights at this level. Then they'll put him in somebody big. Then he'll get knocked out. I think Dillian should probably walk away. To be honest, there's not a lot left for him to do.
I think it'll be interesting for a few rounds, and then Dillian should take him. But he's got to be careful with this guy. This guy can punch. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Right. The problem with Dillian White's career is that he's been on the downslope for the last 3 or 4 years. I don't think there's a lot left in him.
Yeah, and he got popped for PEDs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that don't help.
No.
Okay. Okay. Next on the list, the IBF have ordered Martin Bacall against Zhang. Ooh, that's a good fight.
That's a brutal fight. That's a big punchers there.
Bacall against Zhang?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's a good one.
Yeah. Who do you pick, Spencer?
I don't even know. I don't even know. It's tough to bet against Zhang, and it's even tougher to bet against Bacall. But I mean, I guess
I'm gonna go out.
I'm gonna go with Bacall.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here because the last 2 times I picked Zhang, he won. So I'm gonna say Zhang, especially if he could get to him early and the southpaw factor is in. And as far as the size goes with Zhang, right? I think he's bigger, right, than Bacall.
Yeah, by a couple of inches.
Yeah. So Zillion Zhang. How do you pronounce his first name?
Zhang. Just Zhang.
No, he's got a
Zilly Zhang.
Zilly Zhang.
Silly Zhang. Yeah. You got that right.
Yeah.
So, and Zhang is really strong. He's very, very strong. I don't know. I'm going with Zhang, and within the first 5 rounds, I'm going to go with Zhang. I think Zhang is faster and punches harder than Okoli.
I'm going to say Zan because I don't think McCall has a good engine. His defence is terrible. He doesn't. He's never had a good chin. That Jared Anderson fight made him look better than what he actually is. Because remember, he beat a guy who hadn't really fought anyone. So now he's getting in there again. This will be his first, real decent opponent since
Yeah,
Carlos Takam, or even Michael Hunter. And Michael Hunter knocked him out, and he was a lot smaller.
yeah. Zane does have better names under his belt in the win column than what Coley does.
Yeah, Michael
He's
Hunter
really,
knocked him out, right?
yeah,
Okoli.
he did. Yeah,
He knocked him out.
Yep. That
yeah.
was back in 2000.
2018.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's when Michael Hunter was still relevant.
Well, he's coming
He is
back.
the
Or trying to.
he is the WBA gold champion. After beating Cassius Jamie.
Yeah, but it's probably 10 karat gold and not 24.
If it's
Probably, yeah.
10 carat,
Yeah,
if
really.
it's even 10 carat,
That's right.
might be
If
gold
it's Don
plated.
King, because he is promoted by Don King, so it'll probably be bronze or some fake imitation paint.
It's gold plated.
Right, gold plate. Right, uh, right. As we move on from this circus to serious stuff, Dilly, Joseph Parker is the preferred opponent of Daniel Dubois, which I think is an interesting fight.
Yep.
What do you
I
Yeah,
like
guys
that's
think?
a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know, man. Parker don't seem sometimes to be fighting with hunger, like he's hungry enough to win.
Well, overcautious. Yeah.
I mean, he just goes through the motions and just does enough to win. I mean, he beat Wilder, but Wilder didn't do anything in that fight. Um, yeah,
You're going to go with Dubois?
I'm going with JP.
Joseph Parker. Okay.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to go with Dubois on this because I think, although I think Parker's a better boxer, he's had trouble with big punchers. Um, I think Daniel is upping his game. He's upped his game and he's big and strong. So I think Parker can make it interesting for a couple of rounds, but I think Dubois will eventually get to him. I think Dubois now is really on the upswing.
I
I
don't think
will
Parker
say
should.
that.
I don't
What you
think
say?
Parker should be. I don't think Parker should take this fight because he's already the interim WBO champion. Surely he'd get a bigger payday waiting for the winner of Fury or whatever. But Fury will probably vacate the belt so and give it to his friend, won't he? That's what will happen if Fury.
Well, you think he could beat Dubois?
No, I don't. I don't think he can at all. I think it's the wrong match. I think as he's a WBO champion, he should wait for that belt to become vacant until he gets a title shot against Usyk or Fury. That'll be a better payday for him, I
Do you
believe.
think? Do
Personally.
you think?
That's if they would fight him. If they would stick around and fight him.
If they don't, then he'll get given the belt. If I was him, I'd just take some step aside money from Usyk and that lot, and then wait for the belt to be vacant. There's no point in fighting another tough fight. He's had too many tough fights recently.
Right. So there we go. We're a little split on this one, but that's okay. I
Yeah,
I think it'll be a good fight actually for a few rounds.
yeah.
It'll be good. I like it actually.
Okay. In our next thing, uh, George Kambosos Jr. has been signed by Eddie Hearn, and he's now moved up to 140, which is better for him, I believe, because if he can't make 140 lightweight anymore, so light welterweight is better for him because there's plenty of names there, and they talked about him fighting Liam Parro, the IBF champ, so he can beat the other champions that are there, Perella and Venezuela, and not Lopez. He can clear up a couple of belts in that division, in my opinion.
Right. Well, go ahead, Spencer. Take it.
I think he's gonna lose badly his first. I mean, if he fights a formidable guy, if he fights a, you know, Regis Prograde, he might do something. But if he goes up against any of those top guys, he's out of there.
I mean, you got.
I've looked at
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well,
Marcel
he beat
Lopez.
Tio. He got the Tio rematch. He could always, you know,
Oh,
try to go
okay, there's a repeat.
to.
She's there. I don't remember seeing something.
I mean, you have up here. You have Lomachenko. You have Tio.
Lomachenko ain't at 140, is he?
Yeah,
No, it's at 135.
Lomachenko
135.
beat him at 235. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So if you look at like Lomachenko and Haney, he's not an elite fighter. So if he goes up, I think if there's a rematch up there with Teofimo will take him apart.
I think so too, but I'm saying that's the only fight that he could probably get. That I mean, anybody else that's out up there, they'll destroy him. He's not that good in my opinion. He lucked up with the Tio fight. He dropped him in the first round, and and Tio got mad and was trying to get him back instead of starting to box him. And then once he started to box him, he, caught up with him, dropped him at the end, and it was a close fight, even though Cambosis won the Tio fight.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, maybe Tio is going up to welterweight. I don't know what his plans are. He wanted what, $5 million to fight next, or some ridiculous $20 million. I mean, he gets emotional.
Yeah, you said he wanted 20 million or 5 million. He
I don't.
could get
It was
he
some
could get
ridiculous figure.
he could get 5 million if he was to fight Tank Davis or somebody. But he but he ain't, or maybe Ryan Garcia,
Well, do you think he could defeat Paro?
who
Cambosa?
Cambos.
Yeah.
No,
Who
no.
they're looking to put him in with?
Who's that's who Eddie got, right? Paro. Who else Eddie got?
I don't know, but
I don't
Paro
remember.
is a fighter.
Yeah, nah, I don't know who he could put. Catterall? Nah, Catterall about to go to welterweight.
I thought he
Um,
was going to fight Hitchens in a few weeks.
who? Tank?
No,
Who?
Paro is going to fight Hitchens.
Maybe. I
I think
thought I heard that too.
they're scheduled in San Clemente's in San Clemente, and it's going to be on December 7th. So
Yeah.
that's for the title. So I don't know what Eddie's thinking, but he better not put him up there with good people right now.
Right.
Yeah, he
Moving on.
gotta get somebody look
Yeah.
at the
George
bottom of
Foreman.
the rankings.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Nate.
Foreman the third has an 18-0 record in his first MMA. He's now 41 years old, and he last fought about 2 months ago. But he's saying he's only going to have big fights. I'm thinking if you take a 12-year rest or break, then you're pretty much done as a serious fighter. Not that he ever had much of a heavyweight career in the first place, looking at his record against the people he's fought. This is a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Really?
He fight Jake Paul.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Segueing over to the next subject. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah.
Which
Go ahead.
we'll
Go
go
ahead.
into.
Go ahead.
We'll go.
I
I'll
mean,
go
unless
more.
Tom got something to say about George
Tom,
Foreman.
have you got anything to say about George Foreman the third?
I think I saw him fight once, and I wasn't impressed. I mean, he's got the weight of the name on his back. He's got to move up and be impressive, or else people will just.
He's
Like
41 years
Ali
old.
Walsh. Like Ali Walsh got.
Yeah, well, Ali Walsh was a warrior, so.
Yeah, he's a young man who has another 10 years of development, another 5 years.
And yeah, and yeah. He's
He's
At
definitely.
heavyweights, you can get away with a padded record for longer at heavyweight than you can
this
any other way.
is a pipe dream, if you ask me.
Yeah. Right, moving on to Andre Ward. This is a two-part bit. Andre Ward has said he wants to come out of retirement after 7 years.
Well,
I don't know what to think of it.
I heard
seen that?
Did you guys hear the interview with him on this?
No,
I
what
didn't.
happened?
Well, they were interviewing him. I forget who was interviewing him, and it came up, that he would have to see what the deal was, and he'd have to get in the gym and get himself back in fighting shape. I don't know, man. I wouldn't fight Andre Ward if I was Jake Paul. Would you?
No, but how much of Andre Ward is left? I'm not being funny. He's 37 years old.
Listen, 50% of Andre Ward could be 150% of Jake Paul.
Yeah, he could. But what I'm saying is, I'd like to see him have a tune-up first. I know he probably doesn't need one, but do it properly so he doesn't embarrass himself. I still think he'll win.
Yeah.
He's got to be.
Yeah, that would be ideal, or at least an exhibition fight or something. Have see him and make sure his knee is okay, because that's what was bothering him at one point.
Yeah,
was his knee.
I don't want to see him come back because I like him. He's 37 years old. He retired on top. Why would you want to make an example out of somebody like Jake Paul? There's no point. If there's big money, but make it an exhibition. Don't put it on a record. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because
Jake Paul going to want to put it on the record. So.
Yeah, but Ward doesn't benefit from that. I wish. And this segues into the next part. Julius Caesar Chavez has said that he's been approached about the fight for some sort of a title to be sanctioned. Because the WBA regular belt's vacant at Cruiserweight, I can see them making it for that. And then because Chavez has fought a couple of fights in the last 6 months, he'll be ranked there. And mysteriously, he will be in the top 15, and they can get it for a vacant title. How sad is this? That a guy who was never that good at super middleweight, a former world champion, as soon as he moved up to light heavyweight, he was useless. He even lost to Anderson Silva in his last couple of fights, who Jake Paul beat 5 fights ago. So this is an easy win for Jake Paul, in my opinion.
Yeah. I am going to rename the WBA to the Whacked Boxing Association.
But they're talking about making it for some sort of a title. So it's not going to be the super title. It'll be the regular or a gold title. And it wouldn't surprise me if they made this for the regular belt. What do you think, Spencer?
Yo, it would not surprise me either. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me either. Listen, Jake Paul brings a lot of money into the sport. So, I could see them appeasing him, because he's bringing in millions. 70,000 people came to see him fight that old man.
But how embarrassing would it be to see a guy? I mean, Jake Paul's good at the YouTube stuff. He's a good boxer. But I'm saying, seeing somebody like him with a world title, to me, that's the end of boxing. The minute you give him a world title, that's kind of the end.
Listen, I agree. I agree. But because, he hopefully Chavez would exercises,
he's going to exercise bringing the joint up to his mouth, inhaling it, and putting it down. That's how he's going to exercise. He'll just do it for the money. He's not going to. This is a money grab, and ego in the boxer's head say, yeah, well, I could beat him and I could make all this money. But we know what Chavez.
I just hope there's not any sort of a regular belt up for grabs, or even a gold if it's an intercontinental fight. But if this is for a world title, Jake Paul,
I was going to say, if it's one of those Azteca belts, then so be it.
Yeah,
but that's the WBC.
But if it goes for a regular belt, everybody should boycott the WBA, and then Jake Paul's just going to be picking people he wants to fight. So he'll be getting guys who are like 200 and boxer it, defending his title against these guys. They'll mysteriously get ranked. That's what's going to happen.
Yep. And then who is he going to fight after that? Right?
He'll probably vacate it as soon as he's made a couple of defenses.
They're talking about him rematching him with Tommy Fury again.
But that can't be for. Oh dear! I just hope that the sanctioning bodies see sense and just see it for what it is. Right, we'll move on to our next thing. There is nothing else.
Well, there is one thing we forgot, that Boots versus Ortiz is wanted out in Saudi.
Oh, on the card, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good fight, actually.
That's a good fight.
Yeah.
That's at 154, right?
Yes, I believe it is.
So I guess Boots gave up his aspirations at 147.
Let's see. Let's check that. I'm not sure about that. If it's Boots versus what's it, Ortiz, right?
Yeah.
Ortiz fought his heart out his last fight.
There was rumors that Bud was supposed to be fighting Ortiz.
Yeah, here it is, 154. You're right, 154. Well, yeah, but so be it. I think he's still holding out for Canelo, and he believes he could beat him.
My opinion is that Bud, they're building him too quickly. As soon as he got that belt, they put the brakes on. They took the brakes off, and he should have had. I just believe he was a champion about a year or two early. Also the matchmaking, he should stay where he's at for another 1 or 2 years. Ennis should stay at 140, 147. Try and get some more belts. I don't see the bet. He's not ready to go up to 154, in my opinion, from what I've seen of him.
Well, he could beat probably all these guys, Barrios, Staniosis, and Norman, and unify. That's true. But,
yeah,
he going up to 154, he's fighting, if he fights Erdozaliev, he should be able to take him. But, that guy's...
He should, but I don't. I think he needs a bit more seasoning. He never got that full seasoning, the prospect seasoning, as he should have, because he was given the belt way too early. This is the problem with boxing.
Nobody wanted to fight him.
But I'd like to have seen him develop a bit more into the fighter we know he's going to be, rather than being given this belt.
How many fights he got?
How many what?
23 or
fights. Yeah, he got enough fights in. In today's standards, he got quite a few fights in.
33, yeah. But he's 27. It's not like it'll probably take him another 2 or 3 years to unify the division. So he probably hasn't got time to wait around. So
that would have definitely been okay too to go that route. But hey, okay. I don't knock people for trying hard.
I'm not going to knock it. I'm just saying what's right for people's career. I know boxing business.
He's got 34 fights and he's won them all.
What
It's a good knockout.
Ortiz is probably a bigger money fight that he could get than any of the welterweight champs at the moment.
Ortiz is a game fighter who's an elite fighter. He'll,
Yeah, I do.
Somebody keep getting called, so.
That's me.
Not me.
It's me.
Oh, that's those people. They send your ad. They call them for acting classes.
No, yesterday. It's about renovations.
Tom's acting ability is worse than Manu Chao's boxing, really. I've seen this man act. He can't act. I'm an actor, not you, Tom.
now I'm gonna have to look at Pritzi's Honor and what's the other one that you was in? Raging Bull, you said?
I got my reel up somewhere. You can look at my reel. Go on YouTube and put in Tom and Dole.
Man is a failed actor. He's a failed actor. Not really.
Yeah. I'm joking. He's an actor, okay. And a musician. He's a musician first.
When was the last time you were hired to be on a TV show or in a film, my friend?
Never, because
when was the last time you were on Broadway, dude?
Never. So this fake acting that you've got going on, stick to your music, Tom.
I have mostly made my living in music. That's true. My acting career got derailed when I was forced to move to California, and
right, guys, we're gonna end it there.
That's an odd turn that it would be derailed when you move to California, because usually that's the place where you would think it would take off a little bit. Anyway,
there was a lot of personal problems, but we could talk about that off the show.
I'm going to end the
alrighty.
show now anyway. I'm ending the show.
Thank you.